Okay, so to become qualified, 1 star, 2 star, 3 star. But okay, so why would anybody walk away from the income? Many people, many of my colleagues in this industry go, Kim, are you okay? We, in America, we can't make any income claims, and I think around the world you can't. But I could tell you this. Let me put it this way. When I first got in the industry, maybe I tell this, and then maybe the little story will kind of help understand, make the picture a little bit more clear. 30 years ago, when I entered this industry, at that time I got laid off. Okay, some of you heard the story, some of you haven't. I was an accountant by trade. Got my college degree, worked for corporate America for 10 years. Then I was downsized, didn't know what I was going to do. So somebody invited me to a meeting. I didn't know it was a meeting. I thought it was for a job interview, okay? And so I was 28 years old. I had one of my goals back then in corporate America was to own a Mercedes. So back then I owned a baby Mercedes, an E320, okay, back then. And so I had my Mercedes, and I thought I looked really cool with that Mercedes until I couldn't afford the payments, okay? So my friend says, the service manager at the Mercedes dealership would say, Kim, what are you up to? Can you give me some of the, I was a VP for a vitamin company. And so he says, Kim, you know what? I used to give him some samples we sold it to Whole Foods, like all the vitamin stores, right? So I would give him some samples or whatnot. And he would say, Kim, give me some sample. I said, no more. He goes, why? I said, I got fired. I got laid off. And he goes, well, what are you going to do right now? I said, I don't know. I'm looking for a job. He goes, oh, I could help you. I have a client here who has a bigger Mercedes than you do. He has an S-Class. You only have an E-Class. I said, okay, this is a successful businessman. So he goes, well, meet him in this place. So long story short, I met him on a Thursday morning. I was all decked out in suits, thinking I was in for a job interview. But when I showed up, there was a couple of hundred people there. I said, oh my God, I got competition. So it was a meeting, similar, but a little bit bigger than this size, and I was sitting way in the back. And so, but long story short, what I saw groups of people with that spark in their eyes, with that fire in their belly, with that hope, which I've never seen in corporate America. So, and I was looking for a way out. So I got started it, and so when I went home, my siblings and my friends said, Kim, you got sucked into one of those deals. You need to go cancel. This is not for you. You're an accountant. You're a bean counter. What makes you think you're going to be rich? They said that only a few people up here can make money. And I'm like, what makes you think that I'm not one of those few people? So long story short, I called my sponsor and said, listen, I want to cancel. I said, I made a mistake. I don't want to do this business. I'm an accountant. I'm a bean counter. I can't do this. I was repeating what other people told me. My sponsor says, Kim, before you quit, why don't you attend a training? If after training you still want to quit, I'll help you. So I went to a training by an older gentleman. Well, now back then he was old, but he's my age now, okay? So I go, wow, the guy is doesn't have a big personality. He's very calm, quiet guy. And I go, wow, if he could do it, so could I. So that's how I began this industry. But at the same time, after hearing from what other people told me that you can't really make money in this industry, then I went to my sponsor. I said, can you really make money in this industry? And he goes, yes. And I said, how much money can you make? He goes, well, let me tell you. I said, how much a top guy in this industry make? He goes, well, a top guy is one of the oldest company, and he's been in the company for many years, and he makes about $1 million a month. Now, so I go, wow. I mean, initially I was like, wow, $1 million a month. Then my accountant perception kicks in, and I said, a number person, I go, oh, $1 million a month times 12. I said, oh, it's only 12 million. It's interesting. I was broke, but I was still like looking from $1 million months sounds a whole lot, right? But when you shift your perception and go, oh, it's only 12 million. So now, did I hit that? So that was one of my goals I set, $1 million a month. Did I hit it the first year? No. Second year? No. 3 year? No. 4 year? No. It took years to get to that. So getting to $1 million a month is a networker's dream. I get to live that dream. So now the last couple of years of pandemic and whatever, no matter how much it has dropped, I was still holding on a very good income. Your question is, why did I choose to walk all that away? I woke up one day on November 15th. Usually when I go to sleep, I have very vivid dreams. Ever since I was a little kid, I always dream in color. So, and I woke up that morning on November 15th. I said, oh, it's interesting. I had no dream that day. Kim, you need to resign. You need to come, you need to think about resigning ASAP. This is a true story. And I got up, I go, okay. You know, sometimes when the creator talks, you just gotta obey, you know? And I called my lawyer. I said, today's the day I'm gonna submit my resignation. My lawyer said, this really cool guy. He goes, Kim, are you sure? I said, absolutely, without doubt. Name of the company? No. No name of the company, no product, no comp plan, nothing. We were known as the 3 No's. They laughed at us. Oh, this company called 3 No's. I said, little did you know, you already know the name of the company. It's 3. So then I resigned that day. Why? I think now my logical, at that time was all intuitive. Now coming back to this, you know, sometimes life happens and then you kind of look back at different pebbles, the steps that took you to where you are, you begin to connect the dots. So for me, I begin to connect the dots. Why? I think first and foremost is that in order for us to go somewhere that we've never been, we've got to be willing to let go of things that no longer serve us. Whatever I have built, I've worked hard the last 14 years, it no longer serves me. I was called to do something bigger, something much bigger and far beyond money. And so this is about a global movement. If it's for money, I have plenty. I don't need to work like this, really. Sometimes you sleep like 4 days, and sometimes I look at mirrors, oh my God, the eye bag, you know? But so for money, it's not worth it. But there is something far beyond money. So why? And also I look at my colleagues, look at my friends. It's one thing when you have I only have 1 kid. So I'm blessed for generations, money-wise. So it's one thing for me to resign, to walk from that money. But it's another. You have 20 more people. This is Kim, we're walking. When that happens, you know you're onto something big. Something beyond here. It's from here. So I hope I answer your question, what makes me want to walk away from that? Because ultimately, and this is how my logical mind trying to explain about what took place. And it's also, as a matter of fact, when I was in Sedona for a couple of years, living just on the land and just being with nature, I realized that when one always chases money, it's never enough. You think about it, how many rich people you know? All day, every day they wake up, they chase the next mighty dollar. Can't always chase money. When you have enough, you say, that is enough. And so that's the space I came from. Now, I tell you, I watched some of my friends, I remember we always travel business class. When I watched some of my friends chose to go economy, I want them to make super wealth again so that we can travel business class again. But just lifing. So I hope, did I answer your question?
Yes, you did that.
Oh, thank you.